Hey there, therapists. I know many of you have been so excited about the idea of having private pay clients in your private practice. But you've been hearing some terms being tossed around like inflation or recession or election season. And you're getting a little bit nervous about whether or not you should continue forward with marketing efforts or rein them in, right? You're worried because the cost of living seems to be going up, and perhaps people are going to start pulling back on things that they consider luxury items, perhaps things like therapy. So it's super smart that you're even thinking about these things. And I want to talk to you today about how you can make sure that marketing to private pay clients and bringing them into your practice is not only viable, but essential right now. So, as changes in economy happens, what we notice is that those folks who are paying premium private pay rates are the least impacted by economic downturns. Instead, what we see is that they have the same amount of stress as the rest of us, right? They have the same amount of emotional dysregulation as the rest of us do, but they continue to have the funds to be able to pay for the services that they need to be healthy and well. In fact, what I've noticed in my own practice and that many of my colleagues and clients have noticed is that when there are issues happening in the world and it's causing dysregulation in their clients, the people who can afford to double down on therapy do. And so when I expected to have to worry about these kinds of things, what I noticed is that my clients were wanting to come more frequently, sometimes twice a week, or they were wanting extended sessions, perhaps 120 minutes rather than 50 minutes. So they noticed what they needed and they had the funds to be able to pay for that. The nice thing about that for you is that this can mitigate the changes in cost of living that may be affecting you and your family. And if you are like most of the therapists that I know who value accessibility, you're able to pass on this benefit to some of your clients who are affected by changes in the economy. So being able to have premium private pay rates for some of your clients can allow you to offer more pro bono or more reduced fee rates to others of your clients. Now, obviously, this is done with informed consent and transparency so that everybody understands what's happening as you scaffold prices in your practice. So, we need to talk through this idea that if you are a private pay therapist, you only charge premium rates. So I alluded to this a little bit in talking about how you might choose to scaffold your rates, but there's also another direction that you can go. So let's take, for example, the fact that insurance tends to pay on average about $90 a session. I'm going to include a link below for you to be able to look at what the average is in the state that you are licensed in. So there's no rule that says if you're a private pay therapist, you need to be charging premium rates that are $200, $300, $500 a session. You could choose to charge more average rates. You might choose to charge $90, the same that you were getting paid by that insurance company. And in doing so, you're making the same amount of money. The money is more reliable because you're not having to wait for months to get paid. You're not having to worry about clawbacks of having been paid and then needing to find that money to give it back to insurance companies. You're not having to go through the time and expense of credentialing, paying a biller, making sure your documentation is just perfect. You're saving an extreme amount of time. Now, what you do with that saved time by charging the same amount that insurance was going to reimburse you, but charging it private pay, is up to you. You might choose to use that time to take on more clients and thereby increase your income. Or you might choose to use that time to spend with family or friends or by your dang self, increasing your own freedom and flexibility, right? So remember that you can choose premium rates. You can choose a scaffolding approach to rates so that some people are being charged this and some people are being charged this. Or you might choose just to charge what an average insurance reimbursement session would be, or anywhere in between. And quite honestly, when I'm moving into a period of time where things feel a little bit chaotic or uncertain, which is often the case during an election year, I'm going to choose to diversify the ways that I get paid. So let's say, for example, you are already credentialed with some insurance companies. You might choose to pick one or two that are paying you really, really well. You just noticed my dog walk by with his little collar on. And then supplement with private pay. You might choose to work with one tech company that makes marketing super easy for you so that you can use the time saved for target marketing people for those premium spots. There are a variety of ways that you can secure your future and secure your practice. But one of the most important things that you can be doing is marketing. People won't know to choose you if you don't make yourself visible to them. I believe that it is part of our duty as therapists to make sure that our therapy clients can find us, whether you're accepting insurance, whether you're with tech companies, or whether you're private pay. The number one complaint that we hear from clients is not about a single character trait in their therapist. It's not about any technique that a therapist uses. It is, I can't find a therapist. So make sure that you can get found, my friends. If you have questions about how to market your practice, just pop them down below in the chats and I will do all I can to help you. Take good care.